purpose of this lesson is to provide students with a brief introduction to the elements or ingredients of music. Hello everybody. Today's question is, what is music? What makes music music? What are the ingredients of music? Music is played all around the world and by every culture. Music is played with different instruments, including our own voices. Music could be played alone, in small groups, or in large groups. And there's so many different types of music and styles of music. But what makes music music? What are the ingredients of music? Well, to answer this question, we have to go back in time. Early humans discovered how to make a lot of things. Like, for example, they learned how to make fire. The ingredients to make fire include oxygen, heat, and fuel. And the early humans took those ingredients, oxygen, heat, and fuel, and began to make fire. And they were able to cook their food and keep warm. And at some point, the early humans also learned how to make music. So what were the ingredients of music? To make music, you need a few things. You need sound, beat, rhythm, tone, timbre, pitch, and melody, to name a few. Sound is everywhere. So the early humans probably heard all the different sounds in nature, and they probably copied or imitated those sounds with their voices. The early humans heard sounds, and they created sounds. They probably created sounds with their voices, maybe by clapping, tapping sticks together, or even rocks together.
So let's pretend that I'm an ancient human. So if I wanted to create sounds, I could hear the birds. I hear the birds go, caw, caw. So I go, caw, caw. Or I hear a wolf go, ooh. So I go, ooh. But then I decide, you know what? I'm going to make my own sound with a clap, or a tap, or rocks. Rocks have their own sound, right? And then sticks have their own sounds.
So the first thing you need to make music is a sound. And sound is the vibrations that travel through the air and can be heard by our ears. But you need more than sound to make music. At some point, the early humans realized that they had their own steady beat or pulse inside their body, the heartbeat.
So the early humans probably felt their heartbeat, and maybe they imitated that sound with clapping or tapping. Maybe they used their voices, like Maybe they used rocks. Maybe they used sticks. But somebody at some point learned how to keep a beat.
So the next ingredient we need to create music is the beat. And the beat is the steady and repeating pulse, just like our heartbeat. So there they were. The early humans were probably keeping beats with their voices, with their hands, maybe sticks, maybe rocks, and I'm sure they were having a great time until one day somebody made a mistake. Somebody played different patterns of long and short sounds.
Wow, so far the early humans are learning all the ingredients of how to make music. They hear sound, they made a sound, they created a beat. But like I said, at some point somebody made a mistake. Somebody put too many different patterns in there. They went, and somebody probably went, and then maybe somebody else went, and they started making different patterns, different patterns of long and short sounds, and we know that as rhythm. So at some point, somebody discovered rhythm.
So the next ingredient to music is rhythm. And rhythm is a pattern of long and short sounds. So the early humans were having a fun time keeping beats and making up rhythms and different types of patterns until one day, somebody made another mistake.
So the early humans were having a great time making their beats and their rhythms with their sounds. Until somebody made a mistake. Somebody held a note too long. They probably went, and maybe they did this because they heard the wolves going, ah, or maybe the birds are going, caw. But a tone, they discovered tone, and tone is when you take a sound, but you make it longer, you hold it longer. So somebody made a mistake and discovered tone.
So to make music, you need tone, and tone is a steady sound. So the early humans probably heard all the different animals holding out their sounds longer and creating these tones, and they thought, well, we can hold our sounds out longer and make our own tones. And with these tones, the early humans noticed something. They noticed that not all tones were the same.
So just like the ancient humans found out that there were different types of sounds, they learned that there were different types of tone. And we call the differences, the quality of the tone, is called timbre. The birds had different timbres to their tone. The wolves had different timbres. And even in their own voices, everyone had a different sounding voice. Maybe some people's voices was like this, oh, and then some people's voices was like, eh, but it was different.
So the early humans noticed that the birds had different tones and their own voices had different tones. We call these differences timbre. Now, it looks like it's spelled timbre, but it's pronounced timbre. Timbre is the quality of the sound, or the quality of the tone. It is the different type of tone. Every person in the whole world has a different tone or a different timbre to their voice. The violin has its own timbre. The flute has a different timbre. The piano has a different timbre. All the instruments have different timbres, and so do our own voices. So a part of music is timbre, and that is the quality of the sound or the quality of the tone. So I'm sure the early humans were having a great time with all their new tones, until one day they noticed somebody made another mistake.
So far the ancient humans have discovered several ingredients to making music. They discovered sound, caw. They discovered beat, they discovered rhythm, they also discovered that if you hold a sound out, it becomes a tone. Ah. They also noticed timbre, that everything in nature has a different type of tone. Ah, eh. Then somebody noticed something else. They noticed that some of these tones went high and some of these tones went low. Somebody went ah, then somebody else went ah, then somebody else went ah. So that is what we call pitch. Pitch is the high and the low of tone or sound or music. Anytime you refer to high and low, we call it pitch.
They noticed that tones could go high and tones could go low. We call this pitch. Pitch is the high and the low of tones. So another ingredient of music is pitch, and pitch is the high and low of the sound or tone. So the early humans were having a wonderful time with all their different tones going up and down, until one day, you guessed it, somebody made another mistake. Somebody discovered that you can take high tones and low tones and arrange them into a pattern.
So the ancient humans were taking their tones and they were going up and down. They were doing different pitches. They were going high and low. Oh, they're probably discovering all these different types of tones. Until one day, someone probably made another discovery or mistake and decided that they can create a pattern of these tones. And we call these patterns melody. Melody is the succession or arrangement of tones, of high and low pitches, for a specific purpose. So maybe the early humans were sitting around the fire and one day someone went la 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 la, and everybody went la 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 la. So they started creating melody. Again, melody is the arrangement or the succession of the tones of high and low pitches.
Melody is a sequence of high and low tones or pitches created for a particular purpose. An example of a melody is the song Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Or Mary Had a Little Lamb. Or even Baby Shark. Do you see how the tones go up and down in pitch? Here are the first two notes. And then it goes up. And then it goes even higher. Then it comes down. And then it keeps going down in pitch. Okay, let's take a look at our melody. So we have a tone, and then we're going to go higher. This is called pitch. Okay, so Twinkle Twinkle goes high, and it goes higher, and then it goes low, and then it keeps going low. And we call this pattern a melody. There are a lot of definitions for the word melody. I've decided to use this definition. Melody is a sequence of high and low tones put together for a specific purpose. Now, a sequence means the tones come one after the other.
Okay, so let's put all our ingredients together and make music. What's our first ingredient? That's right, sound. What kind of sound do we want? Well, we have this sound. We have this sound. We have this sound, this sound. We have all kinds of sounds. I'm going to use this sound. Okay, that's my sound. Then, what's our next ingredient? It is beat. Yes, it's a beat. So let's make a beat. Is that enough? No, we need to do something else. What's the third thing we need to do? That's right. Rhythm. It's a pattern of long and short sounds. That's right. So we've got a pattern of long and short sounds. Okay. So I'm going to play a rhythm that you know. I'm going to play a song that you know, but I'm only going to play the rhythm. And tell me if you can guess the song. Here we go. Do you know what the song is? Okay, let's keep going with this. Let's add tone. Now we know tone is when we take a sound and we make it longer. So I can't really make this sound longer. I can't make this sound longer. I can't make these sound longer, but I can make my voice sound longer. I can go, So I'm going to pretend I'm an old ancient human, and I'm going to make a tone. So here's my tone. It's not a very good tone, but that's all we got. So I'm going to take the tone. Now, if you notice, the tone is different from this. We call that what? Timbre. Okay, so I'm going to use this timbre. I like this timbre better than this timbre. Okay, so here's my timbre, my tone, and here's the tone combined with the rhythm. See if you can guess the song. Ah, 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 ah. Did you recognize it? I think we need another ingredient. Let's see, what can we do? I know, we can go high and low tones. What do we call that again? That's right, pitch. We call the pitch is the highness and lowness. So I'm going to add high notes, high tones, and low tones, and see if you can guess the song now. Did you guess it now? Nah, I'm missing one key ingredient. What is the last ingredient we need? What's that? Melody? That is correct. And what is melody? Melody is a succession or organization of tones, high and low tones or high and low pitches, put together for a purpose. And our purpose is we're going to create some music. So here is the final part, the final ingredient. And I think you'll recognize the song now. Here we go. La 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 la. Did you guess the song? That's right, it was Star Wars. So you see, we have all the ingredients to make a song that you recognize.
Now it's your turn. See if you can create your own music using all these ingredients. Next week, we're going to learn some more ingredients to music. Bye for now.